So if you have engaged with some group which is asking you to, or to with a page or an ad, then it is asking you to join a WhatsApp group. Probably it's a scam.
Now there are these fake trading platforms. I am so petrified of the fact that I do not see the goal.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Man vs. Scam. I'm Brijesh.
I'm Utkarshika.
And tell me, where do you plan to lose your next round of money?
I try not to lose money, but considering all the money I need right now, I might just try.
Should I suggest trading scams to you?
Will I get money?
Somebody will. So there are these WhatsApp groups where they are giving you a lot of money. They are posting screenshots also.
I think that's the way. I think I'm going to take your money and trade for a bit and see. And then, we'll share. The profit will be shared, but it will be your money, principally.
That's what we are going to talk about in this episode of Man vs. Scam.
So, right from Harshad Mehta to our families and our friends, we've been scammed, right?
That's a serious statement.
It's true. It's coming from personal experiences.
Oh, you are the favorite one of scammers. You always get scammed with one
I
thing or
get
the other.
scammed. I need to. I think it's the easiest
You're the
way
scam
of making
champion,
money.
right?
I think it's the easiest way to make money is.
How do you manage to get scammed so often? It's a talent. It's a talent.
God's like,
it's a hidden talent.
It's you. Okay, but this is not about me. This is about the fact that there were different kinds of trading scams that used to happen, right?
When are you starting to trade?
I don't know. I am just going to join that Telegram group and understand, and then I'll tell you how much I earn.
Oh, they give you a relationship manager also there.
Perfect. So today we're going to talk about trading scams. These are the scams that we used to hear right from Harshad Mehta and all that web series that got popular.
Yeah.
But now it's so much digital, right? The manipulation, the kind of information that's out there, the kind of people who indulges and manipulates you to join a particular group, a channel, a platform, or a website, everywhere, right? It's everywhere.
It's a very well orchestrated modus,
Yeah, it is.
It's many moving parts with great finesse, and they do it on a long term.
Right.
And they do it very convincingly.
So do you want to talk about how these trading scams work in today's generation?
See, generally what you see, the script is like this, that it starts with something which is out there. It's like a group on Instagram or a group on Facebook. They're even running ads, right?
Yes.
Paid ads on platforms.
Yeah.
And the thing is that once you engage with this, either with the group or with the ad, or with some person who's purporting to give you kind of, trading advice, inside information, tips, for a quick buck. So once you engage with that, then it immediately pivots to a WhatsApp group, right? So this is the hook, and from hook, it goes to this herding stage, where people are herded together into WhatsApp groups.
Do you think they've made it a lot like games? If you remember, like these circles, these even casinos online, right? All these, they give you, let's say, hey, this amount is in your balance. Use it before it goes, and it's almost like coins. It's like playing Temple Run or something that you want to utilize that coins, and they just make it much more exciting than anything else.
So there's a bait there. They're giving you an initial hook. Yeah. So once they take you into this group, now these groups are formed with great care. Generally, if you see, let's say there are 20 members, 30 members, 40, 50 members, I think 90% of them are bots.
Yeah.
Rest of them are collaborators, right? People who are basically all have been sitting together to scam you. They're running these different profiles. Generally, the group would have a DP which would talk about being somebody who's an investment guru or has had good credentials or has spent a long time in the market and can give you information which would lead to quick gains to create credibility. Now, this whole thing is actually a setup. So if you have engaged with some group which is asking you to, with a page or an ad, then it is asking you to join a WhatsApp group, which basically is dishing out advice to make quick money. Probably it's a scam.
Yeah, and especially when they come back saying, hey, these are 2x, 3x, 5x returns
Oh,
in a
yes.
very little time.
Unreasonable returns.
Unrealistic.
Unreasonable
ones.
returns, yes.
So, there are different kinds of scams, and we're going to do I'm going to ask you a quick question, and you just answer it in one line and tell me. There are different kinds of trading scams, right?
Yep.
What is pump and dump scam?
See, pump and dump is basically to artificially inflate. It's a classic scam, and pump and dump happens generally, otherwise also in stock markets, and generally happens with something called penny stocks. Is that people artificially manipulate a stock, they keep on purchasing, and they ask others to join in this kind of a bull run. And when this unsuspecting herded people, they reach a particular volume, then these people make money and they disappear. So pump and dump.
So it's
right?
all artificially manipulated.
It's artificially manipulated. It's a small run into something which does not generally have outside credentials, but then it is shown to people as a quick money making scheme. People artificially inflate that, and it's like a balloon bursting. So pump and dump is a classic scam which has been played on stock markets for a very, very long time. Now today people are being brought into this through digital media.
Got it. And this used to happen even back in the day.
It used to happen.
What about the Ponzi schemes? What are Ponzi schemes?
The Ponzi schemes are like multi-level schemes wherein one profits the other. It's like a long line of people in which one is picking the pocket of the other.
Yeah.
So there is flow of money.
I like how you said the pickpocketing one from the other, right? Showing initial investment by taking someone else's money,
Yes.
and the circle goes on until.
So what happens is that each one basically is helping them to recruit the next victim. So the victim is basically becoming a perpetrator in this chain, in a multi-level thing, where they are basically allowing the perpetrator to get the next victim and taking a cut out of that victim. This chap then gets a cut from, so the profitability keeps on going on till it stops.
Right. You remember there used to be this very college kids saying, buy 5 credit cards. First bill, pay by second bill, second credit card, pay the bill by third. It's like this, right? The thing goes on and people think, oh, the money is not going anywhere. Like it's the digital currency. Someone's paying us. You just taking it off. Like that is exactly what's happening on the investor side, isn't it?
This almost led to the subprime crisis in America, right? Like people were leveraging one thing or the other, and ultimately there was nothing left to leverage on. Things, there were cases in which in the subprime crisis they found that things were leveraged 21 times over.
Wow.
21 times over till the whole economy collapsed, and the US government had to step in.
Yeah, I'm sure. So there are of course these schemes, but now there are these fake trading platforms.
Oh yes, this is very much a part of the scams which we are going to discuss in detail. That this is an elaborate setup. Like this is almost like organized financial crime. That what these people are doing, not just making fake profiles, not just sitting and making all these messages, but also creating cloned platforms, cloned apps where you can put real money, where you would be seen to be doing trade, right? It would show you trade, it would mimic, it's like a mirror site, it would show you trade like a real app. So you have no reasons to think that this is something like scam, because you are seeing something, you are used to that UI UX.
Right, and same logo is being used.
Yes.
Same
user
UI
experience
is being used. Yes, absolutely. So there are so many fake trading applications and platforms today. It's very hard to keep up.
Indeed.
Okay, so let's quickly talk about, have we seen anything recently? I do know in 2023, back in the day, I think it happened in Delhi, where this is the exact case where people joined a particular group on Telegram. Delhi police got involved. I think totally people lost about 3 crores, right? And if you look at it, 3 crores may seem like a very small amount to a lot of people, right? It doesn't sound that enticing, but it is someone's lifetime money.
Indeed.
Lifetime money, right?
Indeed.
Now, if I invest chunks and lakhs into something with an idea, and I think it's click and bait, right? It's just chicken and egg story. You start with 10,000 rupees, you start with 20,000, you see this on the platform going up, and suddenly now you want to take that money out, but it says no, invest more, pump more, they entice you more, and then that amount goes in lakhs.
Yes.
So that was one of the cases that happened in Delhi
No, but
in 2023.
this is, so you're talking about 2023 case. There are cases happening where individuals have lost money in crores.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So in this same kind of
Who
trading
are
thing
these
where
individuals?
no, but sometimes people are even putting their hard-earned money.
Sure.
And see, there is a kind of vulnerability sometimes when, let's say, people are retired or they have some money to invest, but they feel that probably they would be able to multiply this money fast.
Right.
They may have needs. They may be thinking of buying a property for their children or, investing it for their future generations.
Sure.
But let's say being of a particular age, their senses may not be, let's say, so sharp, or their information may not be so accurate, and they may be gullible. Recently, I've seen some cases wherein it starts with this group on Facebook, which pivots to a WhatsApp, this thing. In the WhatsApp, they even gave that person a relationship manager. The relationship manager, the way banks and all give you. So see, they are giving you a premium experience, right?
Yeah.
And which is very much in line with how it happens in financial institutions. From there, then they are showing, and there are bots which are consistently posting high gains, right? So trust is being built. So look at the patience which these people have. Look at the elaborateness of the setup in every way. Like, it's psychologically complex, it's technologically complex. There are many people in the detailing of it. It's like a whole setup which is being run. It's like a whole production house. Now, after these people, showing that people have gained money here, then they would kind of give you first tip to trade. That, this is the first free tip you can trade. Then they take you to a platform which is actually the fraudsters platform, which looks exactly, and you were saying use of official logos and stuff like that. There the person sees that the money is multiplying on that platform.
Yeah.
Right? And they convince you. Similarly, like this, then they kind of fatten the pig till you want to withdraw. Initially, they may even allow small withdrawals.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I mean,
to build trust, they will
Yeah.
allow you to do these
Yeah.
so-called small trades. And as soon as you want to withdraw a larger chunk of money, they would ask you for some trading fees or some government official fees or under some pretext. And if you ask more, the group, you are just shut down from everything.
So in this case, the 3 crore one, the Delhi one, the app just stopped working, right?
Yes.
It was completely blocked out. You could not find it anywhere. There were no traces. That's really weird, right? Like back in the day, these tradings, I mean, see, the ones who were smarter, who were digital savvy, they would go ahead and do this back in the day. Moms and families, they would go to a gold place, right? And every month they would invest some money.
Yes.
Yeah, and at the end of it, they would get some gold or whatever out of it. But now digital, there was a physical place that you went to, right? Now everything's so digital.
Yes,
You don't
everything is
really know
virtual
where you're
now.
going. Yeah. Now there are digital gold coins. I am so petrified of the fact that I do not see the gold.
It looks like the next thing you're going to invest in.
Actually, the good thing is I don't really like gold. So
Okay.
the fact is that it is scary. To be honest, if I don't see and feel anything, how do I invest?
So not a Bitcoin fan.
A recent case that happened this year of Mangalore. Did you hear about that?
What was that?
It was a small, may look like a small amount of 50,000, started with 50,000, went up to 3.9 odd lakhs, where it said that this application is registered by the NSE and BSE. It's a publicly listed company and legitimate company, and of course, they showed the pattern is the same, right? They showed the fake profits and everything, and of course, that led to a major loss of 3.9 lakhs. This is as recent as this year.
But it's very difficult to investigate because, as you said, that so the kind of digital assets they create, these sites or these apps, then they take them down. Once they take them down, there's no evidence left. So if, let's say, there is a server which can be seized, or there's an app which can be analyzed, or if there are transactions on, something can be done. But if everything just goes away, disappears, then there's no trace left.
Yeah.
And probably the attackers, the scammers, they know that this is how investigation is going to take place. So they kind of decide to destroy the evidence before somebody reports and investigation starts. So then it's kind of an investigation averse thing. It's very difficult to investigate these things also.
I think sometimes they know the law way more than the makers
so they're
of
trying
law
to
sometimes.
trying to make use of loopholes in the law. Payments are real time, and that's why it's difficult to establish any kind of diligence on them. And as we have discussed in the earlier episodes also, then there are these things called mule accounts, that there are people who loan their account, that somebody gives you a work at home scheme, you say that and you're told basically that you allow your account to be used for depositing money, and you'll get 10% of that.
Certain percent. I think a lot of money laundering also happens.
Yeah. So in mule accounts now, money is jumping 10 times, 15 times, and it's spreading into small pieces. So in a real-time transaction world, it's difficult to stop the flight of money. But see, if you lose money anywhere, in any scam, just dial 1930. It's a all over India. This number is a cybercrime helpline number. What this does is that if you report in time, so the concept, like in accidents, there's a concept of golden hour, that if you report within a particular time, then there are higher chances of recovery.
Yeah.
Right? Because before the money is withdrawn.
Yeah.
And if that golden hour passes away, then the chances of recovery become less, because it has been layered well and people have already.
There's been too many. It's hard to trace them.
Yes.
down.
But what 1930 does is that it freezes. It freezes the flight of money. It freezes the transfer of the money.
Yeah.
Let's say next time when you're going to be scammed, so
Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it. Very subtle.
But that's your favorite job. That I sometimes suspect that you joined this podcast just because you are getting scammed again and again.
Yeah, no, I want to learn more, right? So that I can be one. That's the whole idea.
You're already an influencer. Why don't you start dishing out?
It's a futuristic thing. I'm just learning the details around it.
So other than your sari influencing, why don't you start giving financial advice also?
Let's talk about that actually. I don't think I'm capable enough, right, to give financial advice. I don't have the background, but let's talk about these online influencers.
Like you.
Influencers, don't hate me. See, these are the ones who are giving right from which credit card to have, to how to save money, to where to invest,
to which hair oil
to have hair oil for sure, but then to also plan your retirement money, everything, right? There are different kinds of influencers, and some may have
legit ones also.
Some may have the right resources, right understanding, but now everyone wants to be a gyani on social media, right? Everyone wants to be the best. They want to sound the best. It's about how the hook is.
True.
Goes back to that. Do you think people who are on social media as a user, right, as a consumer of that content, should believe these influencers, these people talking about how to save money, where to invest, how to invest, or anything of that sort?
I think it's your money, right? Ultimately, and your money is your own responsibility. And if you just want to listen to somebody on Instagram and want to spend your money, it's up to you. And as we discussed in the last episode, that common sense is very uncommon. Now,
I think, do you think it's also the easiness, right? I don't have to get a consultant. I don't have to invest in something, hire someone specialized to help me with that. I think it's just easy access to that information.
But generally, one should understand that if somebody is trying to push some information, there must be some agenda to it. If a particular stock is being pushed, or basically it also boils down to the credibility and track record of the influencer. If there's a genuine influencer who's giving real good advice, fair, good enough. But if there is somebody who's a fly-by-night operator who has gained virality and is using this virality for purposes which he or her may not understand. Like, see, if you are an influencer, many people come to you.
Sure.
So people come to you with various kind of schemes that, okay, here is a collab, here is this thing, popularize this. And there are agencies who operate influencers.
Well, you can run ads on it.
You can run ads. So it's a new kind of
content.
advertising. So
Sure.
where it appears to be authentic, though it's an advertising. And I think there are ethical standards for advertising. And there are, I think they are called ASCI guidelines or something. So all influencers should actually look at these guidelines, look at these ethical guidelines regarding advertisements, and then probably if they go according to them, then harm is prevented, because these guidelines were made with the specific purpose of preventing harm to people.
Fair enough. So tell me, how can one identify people like me and the rest, common people? How can one identify the red flags?
No, first of all,
and not in person. I'm still talking about trading scams.
That's another story.
Just wanted to clarify that.
So no, what I want to say is that the right to play, right? That if tomorrow I start advising on beauty products, may not work, right? So
sure, fair, if you say so.
But let's say I've been working in cybersecurity for a long time, and if I say something about cybersecurity, then I have a right to play, in the sense that it comes from expertise, it comes from experience, it comes from credibility. So if I talk of a subject which I don't know anything, let's say if I start dishing out financial advice, it's not good. Or it should be disclosed that if I'm having a back-end, paid contract with somebody to push something, then it should be disclosed.
Do you think people actually do that?
But this should be ethically, it should be done.
Sure, ethically we have a lot of things to do. So, but then there are so many unsolicited investment tips, right?
Yes.
If you remember when there are certain IPOs that comes up, right? And people are like, you got to go to the IPO. People like Paytm is a classic example. LIC was the other example, right? Sure, in the long run, maybe a few years down the line, they may stabilize, but what was predicted pre-IPO versus what was actually launched completely. But there was so much of back-end people subtle push, saying you may miss out. The fear of missing out is a lot, right?
It's
what
a big
if I
motivator.
lose the money that does not even exist today?
Yeah, it's a big motivator. FOMO is a very big motivator. And generally this works in scams also. Like when I was telling you about people being added to the group, then they're seeing these screenshots of people who are getting money. Everybody's getting money.
I don't know how, like maybe they have a lot of accounts, because I see people saying, oh, my life has changed. And even on these casino apps, these gaming platform, there's some auntie from Rajasthan saying I earn 3 crores. Like, what?
But I've seen celebs also doing these ads.
Yeah, I mean, now they're being investigated also because of that. Because
Yes.
it goes to your ethical responsibility of, if I'm following you, right, and I look up to you, it's your ethical, moral responsibility to ensure what you give out to the people is right? Not because you're getting paid more for the ad.
So somewhere I think the question of disclosure, if this information you are putting out as an expert or you have a paid contract to do this, is a very important step, and this should be implemented. Probably platforms should start asking for this.
Yeah. And getting back to the red flags, right? So, of course, there are these promises of high returns. Always remember.
Anything too good to be true.
Too good to be true. Guys, or investments, don't.
Ready to be scammed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fake or unverified apps as well. Just because some app is up on the App Store or Play Store doesn't mean it's been regulated. It's very easy to put it up there. Some money involved, and then you can put your application up on these stores, but it has nothing to do with whether or not they're regulated by the government body.
So, two things. One, that SEBI, at least regarding brokers, SEBI has a list of verified brokers where all information, right from their addresses to their credentials, is available. So, you can please go and check on.
Sure.
If at all there's any, broker or any platform which is talking to you, then you may go and verify it in the SEBI list.
Yeah.
There are also other ways to verify, wherein you do secondary checks that if this office really exists or not, right? And the scamsters are very smart. They are going to the extent of going on Google Maps and putting fake listings.
Oh, yeah.
So that is why a physical verification. In one case, it was found that people were claiming an physical office to be somewhere, and there was no office there. And the scamsters were using it and on Google Maps that office existed, because the scamsters had made so many entries in a crowdsourced thing that it appeared to be a physical office location.
Right. And even goes back to the official registration, whether or not it exists.
Yes. So Apple Store and App Store and Play Store, they generally have rigorous conditions for apps to be put up, more so in the Apple ecosystem, because Apple is a highly regulated ecosystem, more expensive also, and then you pay for this security. Android also is catching up. But sometimes things do slip up where, an app is put for a different purpose, and then you start to use that, the developer starts to use it for a malicious purpose. Hence, there is a set of verification procedures which need to be put in place before an app is allowed to be used by people, especially apps which involve financial investment, which involve real money, or which involve real consequences. So there has to be a double verification. There has to be a serious verification procedure wherein these apps, before they are put up here, they should be verified.
Did you hear about Credit Bull scam?
No, I haven't heard about it.
So there was a company. I think their primary location was Gujarat, and they had an office in Andheri, right? They showed. They would say that, you know what, let's say we have 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, or whatever amount, and then we return certain percentage, and they would legitimately say, here's your TDS certificate, we would deduct 10% of the final, interest that we're paying you. And earlier this year, turns out it was complete Ponzi scheme.
Goodness.
And hundreds of people were affected. They've lost crores and crores of money. The owner is now sitting in Dubai somewhere, chilling. There's so many FIRs against him, but no one's really done anything about it. There were FIRs that is done, but this guy left the country. But imagine, people lost money. And this is, again, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 2 lakh, 1 lakh may seem like a really little
It's
cost.
hard-earned money. It's hard-earned
money. And this is a very decent case that happened. And I know so many people who invested in Credit Bulls, by the way.
Oh, goodness.
I know them personally, and they got the money, by the way. Every first of the month, they got the interest. It's basically your money only, but they're giving you back,
Yes,
right?
yes.
They're feeding it to you. They're saying 2%, 10%, whatever percentage that is agreed. They're giving you your own money, but you feel you're getting the investment because at the end of the scheme, you would get your principal back.
So it's a typical playbook of the scamster. That the scamster, to create trust in you, to inculcate trust in you, starts giving you some money. Initially would allow you small withdrawals so that you trust. That you feel that, okay, this is a legit platform. When I asked for my money back, I got this much. Till, it reaches a certain size. See, apart from this, they are consistently creating a sense of trust by an elaborate forgery, that you are getting fake certificates, right? Fake credentials, screenshots people are putting up. You are getting, notifications from those fake apps which are telling you that your money has doubled or that you've made so much gain in this short time. So once they've established your trust through all these means, through this, set of very elaborate forgeries, and you have deposited
the money,
a sufficient amount of money, then they'll butcher you.
Yeah. So there are different measures one can take before it happens to them, right?
True.
And some of these are very clear red flags that we spoke about.
Yes.
But tell me, are these mostly transactions that happens within Indian bank ecosystem, or does it also happen to be, let's say I have to send it to Bank of America or someplace?
See, if it is happening in an Indian bank, you at least have some chance of getting the money back.
Geolocation wise.
Yeah, because your country's jurisdiction is here. SEBI, RBI, they have jurisdiction here. They can ask the bank to reverse a transaction if it is proved to be fraudulent, or they have many other methods to control. But let's say if it's a foreign bank, then your money is gone. You have no control. So generally do not, whenever you are investing, and at least if you are investing in, let's say, an Indian stock, why would you pay money to a foreign bank? Right?
That's a fair
common sense.
That's a fair point. I think also to be very clear of the fact that if they ask you to pay via crypto or gift cards, right?
Or personal account, right?
Or in their personal account, or UPI.
Yes.
Or UPI, right?
No, UPI is okay, but UPI personal thing. So thing is that the name of entity, if you are paying, then the name of entity should exactly match the registered entity. Because sometimes what happens is that on the name of a registered entity, they would give you an advice or ask you to invest, but the money will go to a personal account or, some other scamster's account.
Sure.
Which would not be the registered entity, or to a private account, right? So the name should exactly match.
Got it. That makes sense. So let's say if I did find something on Instagram very enticing, taking me to Telegram, saying, "Hey, I want to on
I know where
tours
this
and
is
everything."
going.
How do I know whether a group is a red flag or not?
So generally there are some things. One, that if there are foreign numbers in it,
Sure.
okay, so you should go and check the members of a group. First of all, if you are added unsolicited to a group, generally don't go there. Also, in your settings, you can enable these settings that nobody should be allowed
Add
to
you to the
add you
group
to a group
by
automatically,
default, yeah.
right? By default. So that saves you from a
Yeah.
lot of trouble. That
I think one should do that with the family numbers immediately, with your parents' number
Yes.
immediately.
So those who are listening to this podcast, please do this immediately.
Yeah.
Do not allow anybody to add you automatically to a group.
Yeah.
Right? This will save you. You'll thank us. This will save you from a lot of scams.
Yeah.
Now, once you, let's say, you find yourselves voluntarily, you went to a nice Facebook page, which was driven by an influencer, you know, right? So the influencer
Sure.
takes you to a good page, and from there you get to a WhatsApp group. Now check and find who's the admin, who are these people. Generally, the way these groups are organized is that 90% of the so-called participants are bots,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there are the others are scamsters who are posting information so that that one person or limited people who are to be butchered, they are being convinced,
Got it.
right? And there are people who are posting quick gains and things like that. So try to find, if you see a pattern where you find that there are a lot of people and everybody is just constantly posting things about profit or things about how they are benefited. Also try and ask questions and see how they react, right? If you
Yeah.
ask negative questions and they are very negative about it, then it seems that it may definitely be a scamster group. There are also other methods to verify it. You can do secondary verifications on whatever, if they're giving a address, or if they're giving a person's name, if they're giving a particular photograph, if they're using a particular expert's name, do secondary verifications. You can Google today,
Right.
right?
Right. It almost sounds like this, when you want a weight loss and there's a community and they make you join and everyone's posting about how great they have lost their weight.
It's pocket weight loss. They relieve you of the weight of money.
Yeah. So if you remember, so now let's say I am on that application. One of the first things,
Very likely
one
candidate.
one of the things that if I'm on the group, I am assuming I should look at, like you said, look at the kind of numbers, whether they're international numbers, where these numbers, do they sound like, ask questions in that group.
Look for
But
bot-like
a lot
activity.
of it is just admin posting, by the way.
Yes.
You cannot post anything. A lot of it is saying only admin can post.
Right.
And these
They're
are
like
these
channels.
investment tips or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them also ask you to post or you can see these things in plus digits, right? If I've invested 5, I get 10, and then post it and circulate it, etc.
Yes.
The second is if they ask me to download an application which is not on any store, right, via a link. How safe is it? Like, isn't that one of the biggest red flag?
Definitely. So generally, I don't think so that the Apple ecosystem allows you to install apps from outside.
What about Android?
But in Android, you have to go and enable, you have to basically disable a safety feature, which basically allows you to side load. Side loading is that you can actually take an APK file and install an app. Now that requires some effort to be stupid. but
Not for a lot of people.
But don't do that. So don't go and disable these settings.
Yeah.
Because by default, I think even Android would not allow any app to be downloaded from a non-standard app store. Like
Sure.
somebody sends you a file, APK file or something, which masquerades, and then there's an APK file behind that. So, you click that and it gets installed. So
Right.
Android platform also generally would not allow it unless and until somebody asks you to go and disable.
Fair.
You know,
it will pop up, right? That
it
you have to disable or anything.
Yes.
Got it.
But generally the scamsters would tell you that, okay, this is a special software, and for this you will have to do these 2 steps.
Yeah.
Is that, you'll have to disable this because this is from a app store which is special, or a different app store.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if, let's say, somebody has downloaded an app which is like this, which is from a non-standard store, then definitely it's a red flag. Apart from that, what also happens is that there are apps which allow people to remotely take charge, like AnyDesk, okay? AnyDesk, remote
the
mouse.
worst. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So these kind of remote desktop kind of applications, they would allow the attacker to control your phone
system,
from their, consoles.
Yeah.
So
And
don't install that. Don't
Yeah.
install any desk. Don't install any remote access
Team
applications.
Viewer and all these.
TeamViewer and all
It's
this.
quite
Yes.
famous, right? And it
Yes.
still happens.
Yes.
Um,
So
that-
this is actually a standard way.
Yeah.
If they are not asking, so this is on the App Store. This is a regular app. So this
Yeah.
is misuse of a regular app. They would ask you to download this so that they have remote access to your phone. Once they have remote access to your phone, they have remote access to your life, right? They have access to all your accounts.
Pretty much everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
All your messages.
all your
Any
OTPs,
OTPs coming? Yes,
everything.
indeed.
Everything is gone, right? Now, tell me, let's say if I do find myself in a situation like this, I think you can report the group.
Looks like you are determined to do so.
You can report the group now. You can report a particular message. You can do all of that. So there are ways for you to remediate or salvage a situation if you do end up in the situation like that. Now, of course, there are these regulatory.
So even within the groups, you can long press and report that group.
Yeah, absolutely. And even I do that all the time. Yeah. So if you look at regulatory bodies like SEBI, right? They have a list of where to go. You can actually verify and check whether or not these are registered or not with SEBI. These are the ways that you can only find whether or not it's a legit thing or not.
True.
Do not just go because they're investment tips and you may get rich. And honestly, when I started, I don't trade, I invest, right? So I'm one of those people who are even on the apps, but I would invest. But I would listen to these friends who have nothing to do with anything, but they would say, oh, this may go up. I can tell you, I have only lost money. Even if it is 2 rupees or 200, I have lost it, right? Trusting them on Paytm and LIC was my biggest mistake. But you see that, and you see the stock's only coming down, but they have this thing, no, I have a feeling, and they probably are part of some groups, but do not trust your friends, especially when they do not belong to an industry or are not well read. Sounding smart versus being smart, right? So I think that's one of the things that
so it depends on where their knowledge comes from. If their knowledge comes from expertise in that field, then it's like medical advice, right?
Or hearsay, right? Like they mostly are listening to someone saying something in some group and advising you.
Yeah, and as you were saying, it's like health advice.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to give that advice without any reason, without any grounding, without any learning.
Yeah.
So if you want to waste money, you can go ahead.
Right. And even after so many things that we just told you, you still go ahead and do all the other things. There are ways that you can salvage the situation. Do you want to talk about it?
The first thing I told you, that if you report it immediately on 1930, there is a chance that the money would be frozen. Because 1930, what it does is that it's a national cybercrime reporting helpline, that they stop the flight of money.
Right.
They would call up all concerned, whatever financial agencies are involved here, banks, wallets, whatever, financial institutions, and they will stop the flight of money from your account.
And also call your bank. Once you've done this,
indeed.
Call your bank, tell them what happened.
Yes, the banks also have a helpline.
Yeah.
Not only that, I think many apps nowadays are allowing you to recall a transaction. So, and they, on their sites, you would be able to find out how to recall a transaction. So let's say you've invested and you realize that, oh, oops, there's something I shouldn't have done. You can go and recall the transactions.
You can only do it if it's your official bank. You cannot do it via UPI apps. Let's say if I have sent it to someone from Google Pay or Phone Pay or whatever, they request you to go back to either ask the sender to send you the money back or go to the bank. If you're using a third-party tool, right, to transact the money, in this case UPI-led tools, that particular platform is not responsible.
I think UPI also has a 24/7 helpline for this.
They do, but they still ask you to. It recently happened. It was not a scam. It just happened that my dad sent that money to someone else, similar name. But the good thing was that he knew that person. I said, you know what, just give me my money back. But the only option for you to recall the money was to call the bank if this person does not give you the money back, right?
So what I'm saying is that there is also an option of calling the bank, or these 24/7 helplines where they would resolve such kind of transactions.
Yeah, and of course, do the FIR. Go to cybercrime.gov.in.
Yes,
Do all
this
these.
online reporting portal,
Yeah.
cybercrime.gov.in.
Because the bank is going to ask you if they have to return your money, you have to show the FIR from the police that you've also done this.
No, but you can also dispute the transaction. There is something called banking ombudsman, and you can dispute.
What is it called?
Banking ombudsman.
Okay.
So the banking ombudsman basically takes care of disputed transactions, and it's the job of banking ombudsman to listen to you and to settle this even without an FIR.
Oh, is it?
So the ombudsman is a very good route, and people should utilize that. So you have ombudsman, you have the right to recall by calling a help desk, and if you have been subjected to a crime, you can stop flight of money through 1930. You can report to cybercrime.gov.in, and in case you want to go and report, every police station in your jurisdiction is allowed and entitled to conduct a cybercrime investigation.
And they have a cybercrime wing anyway.
Nowadays, yes, everybody,
Most
most of the police stations are having cybercrime officials embedded in the police station who have these skills to take these FIRs, make these investigations, and there is enough awareness and training, especially in Maharashtra. Maharashtra has done a great job in training and improving both the capability and the capacity of its forces for cybercrime cases.
Got it. So we are not lost cause just yet.
We are waiting for you to be scammed again.
Thank you for being with us for yet another episode of Man vs. Scam. I hope you liked it and I hope you don't lose money on the way. You can subscribe to us and look at more of our videos on IVM Podcast YouTube channel. And if you want to check more of these episodes and the one that we have done in the past, check out IVM Podcast YouTube channel. And it is also available on all audio streaming platforms. If you have any stories, interesting stories to tell us, and have any scams that you'd want us to cover, please write to us.